also some reporting in Bloomberg. I've watched Trump testify under oath. It isn't pretty. Trump ultimately had to admit 30 times that he had lied over the years about all sorts of stuff. How much of a Manhattan real estate project he owned, the price of one of his golf club memberships, the size, he's the size, good grief, go to therapy, of the Trump organization, his wealth, his speaking fees, how many condos he sold, his debts, whether he borrowed money from his family to avoid going bankrupt. He's also lied during the deposition about his business dealings with career criminals.
Right,
not a good client, right?
It's that last part there. It's not that he admitted that he lied in the past. It's he admitted he lied during the deposition, which is exactly why there would be this panic in the White House. Clearly, I think where we're headed here is he can be writing these answers down. He's not going to be answering them in person.
But on what planet do you live if you think Bob Mueller is going to take answers written for Donald Trump by lawyers that he could very easily contradict in his own tweets? I'm sorry. She can't even see. We're going to let you catch your breath. You want to take a stab at that one? Why on earth would Bob Mueller take written answers from someone who
he wouldn't want to, but it's a constitutional issue. I mean, there's executive privilege. There's the executive branch against the judicial branch. And Trump can say, I'm not going to answer these questions. I mean, that is perfectly within his purview.
Well, everything's within his purview, Elise, but George W. Bush was interviewed by Pat Fitzgerald when they were looking into the leaking of Valerie Plame's name. Bill Clinton famously testified. I mean, there is a lot of precedent to presidents ultimately yielding to
it. Is just, I'm sorry, I just had my outburst. It made me laugh so hard.
We made Elise cry.
The idea of Donald Trump giving honest testimony and not bringing himself into even a greater world of hurt. And also the idea that Donald Trump could just take the fifth and he'd be okay with that. He sees himself as completely able to go and win over the room in any situation. He's not going to just be able to take the fifth.
Well, because he tries to win over the room. He is absolutely incapable of stating a fact, of doing that very thing that children do of like, let me try to correspond reality with how I describe it. He never does that. What's the phrase in The Art of the Deal? Enhancement of the truth is what I do. That's what he does. And that's, by the way, why Bob Mueller wants.
Don't forget to click subscribe. It's almost as satisfying as skip ad.